taking a look at the Columbus Blue Jackets, Detroit Red Wings, and the Dallas Stars for their season previews for the 2022-23 season. I'm your host, Matt.
CJ.
And Jared.
All right, boys, let's just dive right into it with a signing that happened this week. Vince Dunn signing an extension with Seattle, 4 years, $29.5 million for an AAV of $7,350,000. I, for one, think this is a massive overpayment for Vince Dunn.
Vince Dunce?
Vince Dunce.
But he knows how to fleece the bag at this point.
Who doesn't, bro? When have you, okay, in the last few years I noticed, when was the last time you saw some trash-ass player sign for less than $6 million?
At this point, dude, I think the NHL just needs to switch to a soft cap like the NBA does. I think it'd be better for the players as a whole and better for the organizations as a whole. I think this hard cap thing kind of makes the NHL hard to...
It's kind of a joke.
It kind of is at this point, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways you can go about structuring your salary cap. There's one of those ideas out there that I think a lot of people hold. And I agree with you, CJ, that a soft cap might be the way to go here. For one, I'm a fan of the hard cap. I think it allows for a little bit more internal competition. It allows for teams like Vegas to win a cup, right? Or other teams in the past that, might not necessarily have the big budget. Like if it went to a soft cap, it'd be New York, Toronto winning the cup most of the time, right?
But the NHL is better as a whole when those top teams are doing good, right?
Revenue.
Yeah, exactly. When Chicago's doing good, the NHL is better. When Pittsburgh's doing good, the NHL is better. Hell, even when the Canucks are doing better, the NHL is good. Even when I was going to say these boys, but never mind. They're not good ones.
No, those boys are trash. Speaking of trash, Ilya Samsonov was awarded $3.5 million for one deal for 1 year in salary arbitration with the Maple Leafs. I've heard he was looking for north of 4.5, so he definitely didn't get what he wanted with that deal.
I don't know. I think it's a win still for Toronto at this point. I mean, they just need decent goaltending. I know you mentioned before that, I think the NHL is kind of turning into where you kind of need both your goalies, a 1 goalie and a 1A. Oh, sorry, a 1A and a 1B. So, it's a good deal. I mean, I know they just put Murray on LTR. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, they need all the goaltending they get.
Well, I think they need Jack Campbell. I think they need that Jack Campbell energy back,
They do.
I think they need a $5 million bench. No, but I think that Toronto, hot take, I don't like Ilya Samsonov. I don't think he's a very good goaltender. I think he's streaky. I think that Toronto has a pretty decent defense, and that's where he decides to, play okay. But I don't think he was worth 4.5, or I know he didn't get it, but I don't think he was even worth what he got. I think I would give him $3 million comfortably, maybe, and I wouldn't sign him for long term. Realistically, if he went to arbitration, he's going to walk next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't go to arbitration if you want to sign somewhere long term. I didn't get 4.5, so I'm not going to go sign a 5, 6, 7-year deal or whatever. It's okay, well, even if you were happy playing where you were, you would take an extra $500,000 off your salary just because that way you're going to get what you got 3.5. So
dude, I'm feeling a Gibby trade here.
I could see it actually.
Gibson
going to Toronto.
That wouldn't be so bad, eh?
Although I don't think someone would have to fact check this, but does Gibson have a no trade? Would he be able to submit a list of teams he wouldn't want to go to? Because if that's the case, I don't think he would have any Canadian teams on that list.
Well, man, at this point, Gibson, man, beggars can't be choosers, man. Where does he want to go?
To an American team that's good, and there'd be a lot of American teams that are decent that would probably take him.
Who?
Columbus.
Yeah, maybe Columbus, but I mean,
Detroit.
Considering their record last year, they're what they were at. So looks like he's looking for a contender, right? I think with Gibson, it makes Toronto even more of a contender. Hey, boys, it might be their year this year.
It's their year this year. They got out of
their year, boys. You ask any Toronto fan, it's their year.
They got out of the first round. Next year, they're getting out of the second round. And then 4 more years, they're going to win the cup. It's just it's a small step process. It's a slow burn.
Exactly, right? You take, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 1 step forward, 5 steps back, 5 steps forward the next year,
and then you're trending up.
Yeah, exactly.
William Nylander's going to Calgary. Everybody knows it, right? He's coming home. Willie's coming home. We're gonna give him like a 4th round pick, right? And we're gonna give him like Noah Hannafin, even though he wants to go play. Okay, here's what I want to happen. This guy's like, I want to play in America. I hope to God they trade him to another Canadian team, just to be that guy. Oh, you want to go to America? We'll take you where we put you. You're gonna go.
Sends him to Winnipeg.
They should do stuff like that. But then again, right? Like then the team's gonna talk to Lindholm's agent. Lindholm's agent's gonna be like, I'm not signing there. So not Lindholm, Hannafin, sorry.
Yeah.
Hannafin's gonna say, you know what, I'm not signing there. And then the trade's debacled, right? It's like the whole Matthew Tkachuk thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Patrice Bergeron just announced his retirement this week. He has an absolutely massive trophy case. So 6 Selke trophies.
6 Selke trophies.
So 6 Selkies, 1 Stanley Cup, 2 Olympic gold, 1 World Championship gold, 1 World Cup gold, 1 World Junior gold, a Spengler Cup. He was part of the NHL all-time 2010s, like all-decade team. He was on their second team that they announced. And he finished with 1,040 points in 1,294 games with 427 goals and 613 assists. What a fantastic career that man had.
Hall of Fame for sure.
I got to start off by saying, Matt, I was wrong. You
were wrong.
Bergeron.
I was right, boys.
Let's go.
I was right. Give me a prime.
Yeah.
Yep, bam.
I'd go back to that episode. I think I owe you something for that. So on the next pod, I'll definitely make do for that. I thought he was coming back. Good way to end off the career, I guess.
Losing round 1, you're like, I'm done.
I thought he would have just been, because they're competitors, right? I thought that would have just pissed him off, and he was like, I'll come back for one more. But
I just had a feeling it would just kill him. Like it would just deflate us. Like they all that work, best team in NHL history, and then this first round to the 8th seed.
Dude, and now Boston, they've lost so many people at this point.
Bertuzzi, Bergeron, Hall's gone. Like that's a big hit, man. That's 3 offensive key players. And
I changed it, man. Krejci's definitely not coming back if Bergie's not.
Marchand retired in a couple years.
Yeah, dude, they're done, man. They're heading for a rebuild.
But silver lining, they picked up Luch.
Yeah,
they did. He's a needle mover.
Do you think Luch makes the Hall?
No.
If this was the NBA, he'd be making the Hall.
He probably makes the BC Hockey Hall of Fame, but that's probably it.
You know what? I can say, though, I guarantee he's just going to be like the most goon, like prime Lucic next year. Like, I have a feeling they're going to put this guy on for 6 minutes, and 4 of those 6 minutes, he's just going to be trying to fight people and run through them. Like, they're like, you know what, Luch? Like, don't even touch the puck. Like, just don't touch the puck. You came here for a reason. Just kill people.
Yeah, just choke down on that stick. Bam.
Yeah, choke down on that stick. Get him right in the fucking eye, Like, this. Yeah. That's what they would need him. That's what they need from him. They don't need his offensive prowess, okay? They need him to be a goon. They need him to be, like, the most ugly, dirty grinder. Like, he's there for 1 year. Realistically, they're not going to re-sign him. They're just doing it as like a farewell for Marchand because he wants to be with the boys. One boy's gone. Bring in one more from when they won the cup together.
Yeah. And something that I heard a couple days ago, not to bring it back to Calgary like we always seem to do, but I'm going to bring it back to Calgary here for a second. I saw a couple insiders report a couple days ago that Boston was in talks with Calgary over Elias Lindholm to bolster their center depth.
Because Elias Lindholm and Patrice Bergeron play somewhat similarly. They're both two-way centermen that can score. And
exactly. He fits a replacement profile for Bergeron very, very well.
I heard they wanted to bring in Jake DeBrusk. I'm like, no. Don't do that.
Or Charlie McAvoy. That would be
Charlie
nice.
McAvoy would be amazing. Don't bring in Jake DeBrusk.
I don't think Boston would choke up McAvoy for Lindholm.
No.
They're probably looking at a first and probably DeBrusk, honestly.
But even with
that, but it's probably DeBrusk.
Even with Lindholm, like, I don't think they got it, man, this year. Like, you've already said they're going to miss the playoffs.
I think they miss the playoffs.
Yeah, if they get Lindholm, they make it. I don't think they'll go far, but with Lindholm, they'll make it.
Who knows? Maybe Allmark might have another stellar season, apparently.
Allmark puts up 10 goals.
All in empty nets.
Yeah.
He's the next Martin Brodeur.
Like, they need to make a goalie award for that, like the goalie Richard.
Yeah, they should honestly. Like each year they hand out one, and like that would, honestly, that would make games more entertaining if goalies were more willing to shoot for the
You
goal,
get a
just
goalie
because they might
pointing
get
at
an
you.
award at the end
Hold
of the
on, boys,
season.
I'm giving her a clapper.
Did
He just like sends it.
you know Kim Jong Bettman won't let that happen, man.
Probably not. No.
Like at this point, like oh my god.
And if the award was put in place like 10 years ago, Mike Smith would have won for like 9 straight seasons because that's all
Oh,
he
yeah,
does is
for
just
sure.
try to shoot for the empty net.
Vladimir Bettman.
He's probably got more goals than Nathan Gerby at this point.
Probably.
Gerby.
So just another note on Bergeron. So a very fascinating statistic that I read the other day was there are now only 3 players in the NHL that were in the league before the 04-05 lockout. Do you guys know who those players are?
Gary Sutter.
What was
No,
that?
actually.
No, I'm gonna say before the 04.
Before the 04-05 lockout, the only current players in the league that were in the league before the lockout.
Marc-Andre
Here.
Fleury.
yeah,
He's
Fleury.
one. Yep.
I want to say Mark Stahl, but I'm wrong.
You're close.
Eric Stahl.
It's Eric Stahl. So
Yeah.
Fleury, Eric
He was
Stahl.
in the 2003 draft.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
So you have Marc-Andre.
This one's a little bit difficult. I
Eric
wouldn't have guessed
Stahl,
it.
Who is it?
It's
Who's it
Burns.
Huh?
Brent Burns.
Oh,
Brent Burns.
how did we not get Burnsy?
Yeah. So
He's
Brent
old.
Burns, Fleury, and
he
Stahl,
was
the
younger than
only players in the league that played before the 04-05 lockout. That's
Dude, our
insane.
generations, it's over, hey?
Yeah, we won the cup that year.
Our generation, man, it's on to the new
Yeah.
kids nowadays. So,
Calgary
It
won the
is,
cup
yeah.
and then broke the HL.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
man.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, but no, that's insane, man. Like, we're going to see the retirement of Crosby and Ovechkin within the next couple of years. That's just going to blow my mind, man. I like grew up with these players. Now they're all retiring. It makes you feel old.
Yeah, dude. I know it's Crosby. I give it 2 more years, man, and he's gone.
I think he signs. I think what's he got left on his term?
He's got
How many
2
years left?
2,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think depending where the team goes, if the team's a competitor, I think he resigns for a year, maybe. But I don't. He's already 35. He's not going to play till he's 40. He doesn't need to.
No,
But
he
he's
doesn't
already got
strike me as that kind of guy.
legacy. He's got every trophy you can have in the game. He's got every award. He's the GOAT in my opinion. So he's got nothing left to prove. He got the fucking team to the cup or into the playoffs for 16 years in a row.
Yeah.
Hey, man, the only rookie to get 100 points and
And not win
100
the
penalty
Calder.
minutes.
And not win the Calder.
Yeah.
Who won the
No.
Calder that year?
Ovi.
Ovi.
Was it?
Ovechkin,
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
yeah, but dude, come on. Overall, though, who's had the
He
better
also
career?
won a cup like 3 years after that. He's like, "Oh, win the cup in 15, boys."
I'm happy Ovi got one.
I'm not.
No, I'm so glad he got his cup, man.
Yeah,
If he
I'm not.
retired without
Joe
a
McGinn
cup,
didn't
it'd
get a
be
cup.
sad.
yeah, it definitely would have been.
Joe McGinn was better than Ovechkin. Hot take.
Oh yeah.
No, he's not. But low key, I do. I would have loved to see Jerome McGinley and Ovi just huck him. That would have been an amazing fight. Jerome McGinley
Yeah.
would have put him down like Putin did to Ukraine. I can't say that.
What?
Shout out
We're-
Green Machine.
We're gonna cut that.
Holy crap. All right, boys. Sebastian Aho, he signs in max term deal, 8 years, $78 million extension for an AAV of $9.75 million a season.
I love
I love him.
Sebastian
I think
Aho, man.
I think he's nasty.
Yeah, he's nasty.
He
player.
deserves that. That's actually a really good price for him too.
That is an
Like,
excellent
could've-
price.
He could have easily gotten like 10.5. Like that's a good price for him. I think he could have made more, but I think he took a discount, or he just, again, he's not cheap. I don't know. I think that that's a good signing for Carolina. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
I'm not big on the term though. Like I really do not like these 8-year contracts. I think for the players too, it's like if you sign those 4 or 5-year deals, man, you're kind of taking a bet on yourself as well.
Yeah.
But also, like, there's been so many situations where it's like, they get to the 6th, 7th year, and you're like, "Fuck, I wish I'd never signed this guy that long." I think the NHL needs to shorten their term length to 5 and go soft cap, 5 years, and then have a luxury tax, and then there you go. I'm not a big fan on these on these long-term deals.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen though. The NHL teams like these long term deals too much to go to 4 or 5 because like this deal for Aho, it is going to age extremely well. Like he is going to improve. He's going to get better, and he's going to provide a way more surplus value than his cap hit. Like that, and having him for 8 years, that's excellent for Carolina.
I just
That's
don't
really
like
good.
these long-term deals, man. I think the NHL's got to switch it up a little bit, man. I think.
You're just mad that Tristan Yarry signed 5 years by 5.
Yeah, but even that, like 5 years, I can deal with it, right? But like, man, 8 years is for a signing. I'm not a big fan of them, man, of the long-term deals. Plus, the NHL teams already make enough money as it is, right? So
Yeah.
give the fans what they want. And I want
What do they want, CJ?
I think the
What
fans
do the
want
fans want?
Sebastian for 8 years.
No,
Like,
they want Sebastian Aho to take a 5-year deal, and then after the 5-year deal happens, he can go and get the bag again.
Yeah.
I wish Matthew Tkachuk was in Calgary still for 8 years. So.
I'd take Matthew Tkachuk in Vancouver too for 8 years.
No, you guys took Ollie Levy. Get it right.
We did. That was an
Ollie Levy.
He was supposed to be good, man.
No,
He did not turn out.
no.
that's like dude. That's on like some like now Yakupov level drafting right there.
No, that it.
Puliarvi.
Oh
Oh,
No.
it's even worse,
or
bro.
Puliarvi, man. It was
Yes,
like
Puliarvi. Apparently, he actually. I don't think he's even playing for Carolina right now.
Yeah, but
no, I think he was like more of like a Wish.com version of Ryan Murray. Like Ryan Murray had a better NHL career, man, but he was drafted like number 3 overall in his draft year, and he was supposed to be really good, and then just became a bum.
Jesperi Kotkaniemi in Montreal. I guess now he plays in Carolina.
He's pretty good. He's okay. Actually,
Yeah,
he's
but
just above average.
I think he's just
I
above
kind of
average.
like him.
I would even say he's average, bro. He hasn't even put up more than like 50 points before.
That's just above average.
Weakness.
That's pretty
But
good.
for
50 points in a season is
third
pretty
overall.
Kotkaniemi.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
But for third
He should
overall,
be.
like that's.
I mean,
In
dude, he's
retrospect,
young.
shouldn't have gone
too,
that
right?
high, but
He's young, so I mean, time will tell with that guy.
speaking of young guys, we had 2 players sign their entry-level contracts this past week. Logan Cooley, who was 3rd overall in 2022 to Arizona, he signs an entry-level deal. And then your boy, Zach Benson, signs his entry-level deal with Buffalo. So both these players are going to look to try and make the team out of training camp, and if not, they're at least Zach Benson's probably going back to junior.
I don't know. I see Benson. I see them trying him out for 10 games and then probably send him down.
I think it's 9 games.
Yeah,
I believe,
9 games
before you burn.
I see him trying him out. I don't think you put Benson in, and like we were discussing before, you don't put Benson in if you're not expecting him to play on the first 2 lines. You don't put a player like that on the 3rd or 4th line. So
yeah,
you can see him going down as well for a year.
Like I think the most likely scenario with Benson is that he plays 9 games, just get his foot wet in the NHL. Probably plays 3rd line,
yeah,
and then they send him back to junior to finish out the season. Then next year, see again in training camp if he has a spot on the team, and if not, he'll go down to the A for some more development. But that's what I see as the most likely scenario for Benson.
Buffalo's coming, man. I'm telling you, they're coming, man. They, like I said, I'm still on the fact that they need a goaltender. Too bad Allmark didn't end up staying in Buffalo. Like, can you imagine Allmark's still there?
Dude, that would be elite.
Yeah, I mean, I think Allmark's a little bit overrated still, but
yeah,
we'll have to see on that one. But good signing for Buffalo.
Man, what just happened in your building, dude?
We've got a
It sounds like a bomb.
what's skee ball, the bowling thing where it goes up the ramp and into the things. I've got some people playing that behind these closed doors over here.
Sounds like they put it through the wall.
Dude, the like you can whip it like yeah.
It sounds
You
like
did.
Lucic is shooting the puck right now.
Yeah, right off the
I don't
top.
think Lucic can hit a puck that hard.
Right off the glass? Sure he can.
No, he can't. His max speed at shooting a puck is probably 60 miles per hour, man. He's so slow. Yeah, he's big, but he probably can't hit a puck.
Hey, he got 2 goals this year.
It's pretty
By
nice.
what? Like off a deflection off his butt or something?
No, the one he was skating down and it looks like he was trying to pass and it like deflected off someone's stick top shelf.
Whoa, okay.
And then one was a foul goal. Like right in front of the
Goal
slot.
scorers goals, really.
5 goals.
Yeah.
Those are beauty goals, bro. You can't
We
hate
love
them.
Luch 5-goal goals, okay?
Yeah.
He did.
Dude,
That
we
was
just
his bread
love
and butter.
Luch on this pod, to be honest. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
We should get him on here, local boy. We should get him on here.
You know what would be an amazing podcast? Lucic and Kessel on the same pod.
Oh,
Beautiful.
And Bufflin. Lucic, Kessel, and Bufflin. Oh.
You think Kessel's going to retire this year?
No.
No.
He's going to ride the bench somewhere else on the million.
Yep. Yeah, he'll go to like, I don't know, New York and stay on the bench and win a cup. Like that's just what he's going to do from now to the end of his career. It's just
his career with like 4 cups.
Yeah.
He's the new Patty Maroon.
Boys.
Yeah,
he
right.
He does what Corey Perry does it the right way, where he goes to each team that goes to the Stanley Cup Final to actually win.
Yo, did you hear what happened to Patty Maroon this year and the announcer?
No. Oh,
Yeah,
where he called him fat?
Yeah, he said the only fasting Patty Maroon does is he doesn't eat his large pizza but till 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, brother.
Dude. Oh my god.
I mean, what do you expect from Jack Edwards, though, man? He just crosses the line so many times when he's calling games. It's hilarious.
But you know what? They ended up solving it out, and like they ended up starting their own fundraiser for like fat shaming people or whatever. Like they're going to start doing that now. No, I'm just joking, but they're actually
It's called James Craig.
no, but actually though, like I'm glad they worked it out, and I'm glad he wasn't calling for his job. Like that's some respectful things, especially in a world nowadays where like you say one thing and
if you breathe, you get canceled.
Could go the other way. So
breathing's a tough one. It can be sexist, it can be racist, right? Just got to be careful out there. Got to be careful. All right, boys. Best player in Columbus Blue Jackets history before we jump into their review. Let's go Jared, CJ, and then I'm with myself.
Johnny Gaudreau.
Actually?
No,
what? Actually?
Rick Nash. I mean,
yeah, for me, dude, I gotta go Rick Nash too on this one. I think it's.
You guys thought I was actually serious.
I think this one's going across the board. Rick Nash here. I know Matt's the type of guy that like if we say a player, like he'll say somebody like Nathan Gerby, but like it's Rick Nash, man. I mean, he had the best. He's the best Columbus Blue Jacket. When you think of the Blue Jackets from like 2010s, you think of Rick Nash. Just that organization as a whole. You could say Bobrovsky, but
yeah. I'm gonna agree with you guys. There's only one answer to this question, and it is Rick Nash. Like Columbus they've just never had a player that is decent. Like they've just been such a trash team for so long. Even when they made the playoffs, man, they were just riding Bobrovsky's back, and they just got a hot streak in the regular season or got hot in the playoffs, right? Like it's Rick Nash, and there's no other answer to this question.
Cam Atkinson could be a second, I guess,
or Panarin.
Yep. And I could hear an argument for Bobrovsky, but it has to be Rick Nash. That guy was just on another level in it with his time in Columbus.
What about Brendan Saad?
Brandon Saad?
Brendan Saad.
You remember when they traded, like he went to Columbus, right?
Yeah.
And they Chicago, they got Panarin. And then Panarin and Kane were so deadly together. And then they're like, you know what, boys? I think we got to think about Taves here. Let's get Saad.
Brendan Saad.
Like that was oh my god. Like that ruined them, bro.
Yeah. Brandon Saad is one of the most overrated players,
dude,
of the 2010s.
And he played good with Taves for what, maybe 2 years, and then that was it. Obviously, but I don't know. They went the wrong direction there for sure. But yeah, going back to what you're saying, it's easily Rick Nash.
100%.
Yeah, there's no question.
Nasher.
What was that? Sorry?
Nasher.
Yeah. Not a very creative nickname.
Hey, thanks. Hey, I like your shirt. It's really creative. My shirt? Blank.
Hey, thank you, man. I wanted to match my background today. Try to blend in a little bit, right?
Well, it doesn't match because it's different gray. So anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, Columbus Blue Jackets last season.
That's so aggressive.
Columbus Blue Jackets last season. They finished with a record of 25 wins, 48 losses, 9 overtime losses. They finished last in the Metro, so 8th. They missed the playoffs. The top scorer last year was your boy, Johnny Gaudreau. 21 goals, 53 assists for 74 points in 80 games.
Such a sick player, bro. I can't wait. Oh, my God. I'm going. Yeah.
Any other thoughts on that,
Jared? Ever get a producer like Johnny Gaudreau puts up 109 points. What's Johnny Gaudreau? Oh, dude, wait till Matt. Oh, I can't wait for this kid to start crying and like, Calgary, take me back. Mike Babcock's too mean to me. He hurts my feelings.
I'm curious to see how Fantilli does with Babcock, just because he's never experienced the Babcock treatment or any coach's treatment at this point. But
No,
I'm curious to see how that goes for them.
it'll be interesting. Over the offseason here, Columbus, they didn't lose any significant players, but they added three, in my opinion, very good players. Damon Severson and Ivan Provorov on the back end, and then Adam Fantilli through the draft. So they added some beef to their defense, and their forward core is looking decent. So first line of Gaudreau, Boone Jenner, and Patrick Laine. A second line that I kind of love. Kent Johnson, hometown boy for Vancouver. Wish he went to Vancouver in that draft, but unfortunately traded away that pick for Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
That's tough, dude. That's gotta sting.
Holy shit, dude! You guys take Ollie Levy in the draft, and then you let Ken Johnson go to Columbus. Holy fuck,
dude! Yep. The thing with I know going off topic here, but Vancouver, man, I think you guys need to keep Pettersson, right? Keep Demko, and then keep Quinn Hughes. Sell the farm, bro. Sell everybody else, because you got a solid position in every single guy in every position, and then just rebuild, man. At this point, I know your guys' owner is no, I don't want to lose, but dude, you keep sucking and you keep being mediocre. But anyways,
look at his face, bro.
Dude, so here's the thing, boys. I'm not mad at what you're saying. I agree with you.
Oh,
the problem is I'm not hurt at all. We should have done that 8 years ago. Not now. We can't do it now after all these free agents that we signed that are actually going to help our team improve and probably help us at least push for a playoff spot.
Yeah, JT locker room cancer Miller.
Get to the bench.
That was actually
you're in the zone. Relax.
But going back to what you were saying for Columbus.
Oh, yeah. So Kent Johnson, Adam Fantilli, and Kirill Marchenko on the second line. Third line of Emil Benstrom, Cole Sillinger, and Jack Roslovic, who's making a transition from their third line center, probably playing the wing. And then fourth line of Eric Robinson, Sean Corrales, and Matthew Oliver.
It's not bad, man. It's looking decent. I think Fantilli finishes on the first line at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And he's on the first power play line for sure.
He's on the first power play. He's playing 2C, and he'll probably surpass Boone Jenner by the end of the season for 1C.
You know what I'm hearing too with the Fantilli and Leo Carlsson thing, to go back to that. Yeah. Is they're saying I think it was Doughty. Doughty was saying Carlson's the guy, man. He says Carlson's going to grow. He's still got a lot of growing, and he's going to grow into his man body and become a more complete player. As if Fantilli, he's already at his man body, but he's got the full beard already, He's
got a better beard than you and I, CJ. It's insane.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So, I'm kind of curious to see. I'm really curious to see. I think those two are going to be compared to each other for the rest of their career.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a funny one. But, yeah, their Columbus, even their decor, man. Their decor is looking insane this year. On paper, they should be really good.
On paper, they compete for a wild card spot, in my opinion. I don't think they quite have the depth needed to be a elite team, but they have the top end talent to push them to be a wild card competitor. Their top four is insane for me. Zach Werenski, Damon Severson in your top pair. Your second pair, Ivan Provorov and Andrew Peeke. And then you're rounding it out with your boy Jared, Eric Goodbranson, and Adam Boqvist, right? So the depth there on their third pair and then their third and fourth lines aren't quite where they need to be, but their top end talent is undeniable. They've got that for sure.
I really like Adam Boqvist too, man. I really
Boqvist?
Yeah, I really like him. I don't know. He's one of the guys on their decor that I really like. I think the only standout, the ugly duck there is Goodbranson. But I mean,
he's an extremely ugly duck, man.
So third line though, what
Eric Goodbranson.
What do
you know? What? I can't give him too much flack, man. He played quite well for us, actually.
He played pretty awful.
It's too bad he didn't do that in Vancouver.
He didn't do that for Pittsburgh.
Well, who does?
Going back on track here, so back to Columbus, right? I think they're just missing more of a bottom six, and their goaltending at this point.
Elvis Merzlikins is a decent goaltender, and then you have
jumping this year, buddy. You're like a 4-foot box jump in this crease.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, and then Daniil Tarasov backing him up. So
Never heard of him.
just a guy backing him up. But Elvis Merzlikins, I think, is a decent goaltender. You don't need a world beater if you're looking to make the
Who's
plus.
the next guy though? Who's the next Martin Broder? Like
In the
seriously,
league,
yeah, Vasilevsky. He wasn't Martin Broder.
I'm saying
I don't.
Igor Sturkin, not Martin Broder, right?
I like
I,
using Saros, to be honest.
So Saros is still not Martin Broder. Who's the next guy? I don't
There will
think
never
that
be
there-
a next Broder though. That's the thing. I don't
there
think
won't be another goaltender like Martin Broder. That the era of goaltenders playing that many games and winning that many games is not going to happen anymore. You just don't see it, even with all
Hey,
these
I
young
don't know,
guys
man,
coming
we have
up.
a nice goalie prospect in Dustin Wolf.
Yeah, we'll see about
Yeah,
that.
No,
But
I don't know. He's too short.
I think Russia is definitely going to feed us some better goalies for sure.
Yeah.
Coming up soon here.
If I'm going to just at least take a stab at that question, I won't say who's the next Martin Brodeur, but I'll say who's going to be the goaltender that is going to be the most consistently good for the longest sustained period of time. Jake Ottinger.
Yes,
Dallas.
actually, Jake Ottinger in Dallas is. Oh, dude,
Or
that,
Sorokin, man. Sorokin's good too.
Ottinger's nasty, man. That playoff series with Calgary a couple years ago, dude, I was like so stressed out. He's so good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of. Honestly, I've talked in a number of our podcasts that we've had how big of a fan I am of certain Dallas players like Heiskanen and Ottinger, and I'm glad we're getting to talk about them today. I'm actually pretty hyped.
Are you a
Hyped
closet
up.
Dallas fan?
Yeah, love Dallas, man. They're such a good team, bro.
Yeah, they are a really good team.
They're weird. Like I feel like they're always pretty okay, and then some years they kind of rise above, and then some years they kind of drop off. But like they've been in a cup final a few times in the last while. Like
Yep.
they were in the, what cup final? What, the bubble year?
Yeah, against Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah. I'm really excited to talk about them. Just a couple final questions to wrap up with Columbus. Oh, just one more note. Starting the year on injured reserve for Columbus, Jake Bean and Justin Danforth. Jake Bean would be an excellent player to throw in to bolster the defensive depth. So if they can get him back off the injured reserve, that would be excellent for them. But first big question that we've kind of been talking about a little bit through this episode so far. But do you guys think this team has done enough in the offseason to make a push for a playoff spot?
Yep.
I think they've got I definitely think they can make it a wild card spot, but then I don't know. At this point, it's Pittsburgh's going to bounce back with all the players they got, And the Islanders, I could see them making the playoffs again, but that's the only other team. Like Pittsburgh and the Islanders and then I guess maybe Florida not making the wild card. I know, like Florida's in the Atlantic, but like still, like those are the three teams that I could see not making of it. One of them already didn't make it this year, so two of them are the only ones I could see Columbus taking out. The other ones, maybe I guess Boston, like you said too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they definitely can make a wild card team at this point, but
It'll be interesting to see the playoff race in the East is going to be super
it's
cool.
gonna be
Just
tight
kind of
this year, man.
it's going to be really tight with teams like Buffalo and Detroit looking to make a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, well, even Detroit, man, they're coming too.
Branket's a big one for them.
The Yzerman's just like killed it for Detroit, man.
Local
The
boy.
Geyser plan.
Yeah, the Yzer plan.
So, second question, but we talked about a little bit about this before, but how much of an impact do you guys think Adam Fantilli is going to make for this team? Is he gonna just jump out of the gates, be between a half a point and a point per game player? Is he gonna maybe struggle a little bit? Where do you guys think he's gonna end up by the end of the season here?
I think he puts up 65 points this year, and I think he helps that team make playoffs.
I think he's going to struggle a little bit. I think he's going to have to get adjusted to the game. I think he's got his man body right now, so like that's a little bit of a benefit for him. But also at the same time, like now he's playing with men. He was before in his college years, but like not to the regard of what he's going to be playing now. I think he struggles his first maybe 10, 15 games. And then everybody's going to question whether, oh my God, Fantilli, was he the guy to pick? Or for a bit. And then I think he's going to turn it around once he starts to figure out his game. So I think he ends up finishing off with, about 50 points, maybe 60. I'd be more surprised. I'd be surprised if he finished with less than 50 though.
Yeah. For me, I have him finishing at least in my projection for this player between 45 and 59 points. I think is a good range for him. I think this team is going to might be surprising to some people. I think they're going to still struggle as much as they did last year, even though they beefed up their defense a little bit. And yeah, so I think Adam Fantilli is going to put up between 45 and 59 points. That's the projection I have for him. But we'll see what happens with the season. Obviously, Columbus could do, very well with the signings that they've made, or this team's just going to struggle as much as they did last year. I think that's going to have an impact on how many points Adam Fantilli gets. But an X factor that I think that could pop out for Columbus here is Patrick Laine. He struggled over the past couple years, right? This guy is a former 40-goal scorer out in Winnipeg, and I think he still has that offensive giftedness in him that he can reach that height again. But do you guys think that he can, I'm not going to say breakthrough because he's had some very good seasons before, but can he get back to the player that he once was?
You know what it is? It's because they compared him to Ovechkin, like when coming into the thing, because he's got the talent to be that guy, but they messed up right away putting that into his head that he is going to be Ovechkin coming running in. I think he comes back. I think he's going to break out 1 year. I just think it's coming for him. He's got to put down the Fortnite. He's got to put down all the gaming controllers, man, and he's got to get focused, man.
Honestly, beyond even the Fortnite thing, I think all I've ever seen and heard of Patrick Laine is how focused he is and everybody else. He's focused on how he should have been before Austin Matthews, how he's Ovechkin this, how he does that, how he didn't like how he was being treated in Winnipeg, all these other outside factors. I don't think I've ever seen him actually just focus on his own game. And he's always too in his head, Like, do I think he should have went number 2? No. Do I think he's ever going to be as good as Ovechkin? No. Do I think he's at least a top 10 sniper in the league when he's on his game? 100%. That guy has a beautiful shot, and he's a very good player, but I feel like he just always has his brain somewhere else. He's never actually buckled down and just focused on his own game. And I think he needs to stop. He needs to stop letting everything else affect him and just focus. Like what CJ was saying. Just focus. Like don't just get in your just get out of your head. Just play the game. You're
Just
one of the
focus on
best and you
hockey.
want to play, And I think he will have a breakthrough season. I do think he can put up 100 points one day.
I think so too.
And now that he has Gaudreau, that little rat on his left,
Yeah.
I think that he could get us some nice feeds. He's got a good shot. He can snipe it from anywhere around like the O-zone. Like I think he's a great player. I think he just needs to, again, stop playing Fortnite, stop doing dances on people when they're dead and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
I
got
think
go on.
I was going to say I think Patrick Laine can hit those heights once Fantilli. I'm going to say matures into an NHL player. He's got the size and the frame and all that, but once he gets used to playing in the NHL, he can start actually being a difference maker. A line of him, Gaudreau, and Laine, that's going to be sick, and all those players will have close to, if not career seasons, once Fantilli again can reach his potential.
He's definitely got the talent to do it, man. He's definitely. I think it's like his main thing going in is focus. He's got to get focused, man. It's hard to not be focused in Columbus too. Like, what are you gonna do out there, right?
There's not much to do in Columbus, man. I don't even know what is he even in Columbus.
That's what I mean. You can only shoot the cannon so many times, right?
Oh,
Boy. All right, boys. We're gonna switch gears a little bit. And we're doing 2 drafts today. Normally we just do 1, but we're gonna do 2. So the one we're gonna start off with is Dallas Stars. So we're gonna draft our starting 6. So our order, since we went Jared, CJ, myself for discussing the best player in Columbus history, let's go CJ, myself, Jared for this order. Okay, so CJ, why don't you start us off?
I think I'm going to go. Oh, this is a tough one, boys. I think I'm gonna go Brett Hall on the wing.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the greatest American-born player of all time, Mike Modano.
I was gonna go Modano, but
Yeah,
Brett Hall,
just,
man, he's a good goal scorer. So
you know what? I'm gonna do it. Joe Nieuwendyk.
yeah, Joe Nieuwendyk.
Joe Nieuwendyk,
After he left Calgary, went to Dallas. Crazy things happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's definitely a good pick. Honestly, I think I will have to go with my boy Jamie Benn. Prime
Jamie
Jamie
Benn.
Benn was good, man. And Brett Hall, Jamie Benn, they're gonna put the puck in the net for sure.
Yep. And Jamie Benn, he had a good season this year. He's not done yet. Okay,
No,
so he still might put up some points.
it's just that playoff blunder that happened that made him kind of.
Boom. I'm gonna pick a defenseman here, Sergei Zubov.
You know what? I'm gonna go for a goalie. I'm going Marty Turco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Yep.
man, Marty
I'm gonna get the
Turco.
goalie out of the way.
Yeah, best goalie in Dallas history. That's a good pick.
Oh man, my goaltender. You know what? I'm gonna go on the back end. I'm gonna go with Trevor Daley. He was
Okay.
good on the back end for Dallas. He did
Yep.
He was a beauty in Pittsburgh too. You know, won us some cups. So
Yep. Okay. I think that opens the door for me to take my goalie. I'm going with Kari Lettinen.
yeah, good pick. Good pick.
Okay. Now I'm picking a defender. I'm picking your boy Heiskanen.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, he'll go down as one of the guys. I'm gonna
Yep.
go Tyler Seguin for my center.
Okay. Okay.
Dude, I got Seguin, Ben, and what's his name?
Hull. Hull. That was
Yeah,
your first
that's it.
pick. Sagan, Ben, and Hull. Okay. Brendan Morrow.
Yeah, he was a beauty, man.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do a little bit of a hot take here. I think he's gonna stay in this team for his whole career. Jason Robertson.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, that's a good
Okay.
one. Going a
That
little.
is a.
He's going a little new school.
Buddy, I think he stays
Yeah.
for his whole career, and I think he puts up 1,000 points. I'm not kidding. He
Okay.
just put up 109 points. Like,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Philip Bruchauer on my defense.
Who?
He played elite, man. One sec.
Sorry, CJ. Where do we finish off with? Did we get the Brendan Morrow thing in there or not? When you paused. Okay. All right. I'm gonna round out my forward core here. We're gonna go with Jere Lettinen.
okay.
Not bad.
It was between him and Mike Ribeiro for me. I'm a big Mike Ribeiro fan. I thought he was a good player, but an absolute clown out there. But yeah, Jere Lettinen's my pick.
You know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball here. I'm gonna go Jerome McGinley.
Oh my goodness!
Didn't even. Didn't
What
even
do you mean a
play.
curveball?
He didn't even play.
But he was drafted.
I guess.
They drafted the GOAT 11th overall.
Oh man,
Drop your comments down below. Does that count? I don't think.
Oh, it
no,
counts.
that doesn't count.
Oh, it counts.
We'll count it.
Oh, it counts.
We'll count it, but he's got 0 points in a Dallas Stars uniform. All right, CJ, your goalie.
My boy Ben Bishop.
Ben Bishop.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
respectable. I'm surprised Ed Belfour didn't get drafted here.
Or
That's a
Ottinger.
surprise to me.
Oh,
But sure, Ben Bishop. You can take Ben Bishop. That's fine. All right, rounding out my defense here, John Klingberg.
Oh, that's my
Yeah,
pick.
John Klinberg was good. Man.
He still is good. He's not bad. He's just,
He's in Toronto now too, man.
You know what?
Oh my god.
I'll take Darian
Yeah.
Hatcher.
Darren Hatcher.
Goon.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'd like to give a honorable mention here who would have been my next pick, Louis Erickson.
I was gonna say the same thing too. He was good, dude, in Dallas, and
He
then
was good in Dallas.
he was good in Boston too. It's just once he came to the Canucks, like
Honorable
Just
mentions.
booty.
Forwards. Max Domi.
yeah, Max Domi.
You know, Jake Ottinger in net. I'm kidding
Yeah.
about Max Domi, by the way. He's a bum. So
Yeah, honorable mention Louis Erickson for sure.
Yeah.
He played one good season with the Canucks, and that was it.
It wasn't even a good season. His first goal was in our own net.
named.
I still can't get that out of my head, man. His first, he steps on the ice. It's a delayed penalty. He passes it back. It goes to everyone, goes right for the empty net. And all I see is Eric Goodbranson trying his absolute hardest to skate back and knock it out. And he just couldn't get there because he's so freaking slow. Anyways.
He needs to go for a sandbagger, that's for sure. That guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna go for a bag skater too.
Speaking of honorable mentions, I'd like to give an honorable mention to our sponsor for this video. Nobody.
Because we're broke.
But that's where you guys come in. Please like, subscribe, and keep pushing it out to your friends, and we'll keep talking that stick.
All right, boys. now, now that we just gave a shout out to our sponsors, that we're going to dive into the Dallas Stars and the season that they had and what they did in the offseason, what their next season could look like for them. So they had an excellent regular season last year. 47 wins, 21 losses, 7 overtime losses. They finished second in the Central Division, and they lost in the conference finals to Vegas. Their top scorer from last season was Jason Robinson, just absolutely blowing the doors off his previous seasons, having 46 goals, 63 points. 46 goals, 63 assists for 109 points in a full 82 games.
Dude, but Dallas is a good team, man. They're good, man. They're gonna be good for quite a while still. I think they need to get off the Sagan and Jamie Benn deals, and then they'd be a little bit better off. Losing Max Domi was a big hit.
Big hit.
Like it was a big hit, man.
Huge.
It was, honestly, at this point. I mean, Max Domi really turned it up in Chicago and then traded to Dallas. So that's going to be they're going to miss him for sure.
Yeah, and they're going to miss a couple other guys as well. So you guys mentioned Max Domi, one of the guys that left in the offseason, but they lost a few others. Colin Miller, Luke Glendening, Benjamin Gleason, and Rhett Gardner. And then they bring in Matt Duchene, Craig Smith, and Sam Steele. So their forward lines for next season are looking pretty decent. You got obviously Jason Robertson, Roop Heinz, and Joe Pavelski on the first line. Pavelski, man, just still ripping it up at his old age.
Dude, with him, man, it's like his game's not relied on skating, right? He's just relied on shooting the puck and standing in front of the net, getting those tip goals, man. He could be one of those guys that plays until late until his 40s, man.
Yeah, he just knows how to get into the right spot, and people are just able. He plays with good players. They're able to get in the puck, and they just go doop.
Yeah, he's a beauty, man. Definitely Hall of Fame player.
I think so.
I think so for sure.
I think so. Not speaking of, Jamie Benn ain't making the Hall of Fame, but second line, Jamie Benn, Wyatt Johnson, and Evgeny Dandanov as your second line. Third line, Mason Marchment, Tyler Seguin, and Matt Duchene, which I think is a very good third line. And then fourth line, Sam Steele, Radek Faska, and Ty Dellandrea.
Is it Sammy Steele or Sam Steele? I think it's Sammy.
Sammy Solo.
Yeah, I really like Sam Steele. He was good, man. Sagan, man, what a regression, though, hey? Third line guy at this point.
He's gotten passed by a couple young players for center depth, but last season, him and Jamie Benn did have a bit of a resurgence from their regressions that they had from a couple years past. They had a really good year last year, both of them, especially Jamie Benn.
The only thing about Jamie Benn is the blunder, man. But then again, who goes up to Jamie Benn and says, "Hey, man, you messed up"?
Nobody.
I don't think they have that. They don't have that veteran to come around. Maybe Sagan, but nobody's telling him that.
No, Sagan and Ben are buddies, so that isn't going to happen.
You know what they should have done? They should have just been like, you know what, Jamie, you're kind of getting benched here, and then maybe he asks for a trade out.
Jamie bench.
Yeah, maybe he asks for a trade, and then that solves the problem of his $10 million deal. So.
Yeah,
they're gonna be They're gonna be so stuck against the cap just because of those two guys. I love the guy, but they had a resurgence, like you said, but they don't fit the mold of the team anymore.
Do you think the Stars do what Minnesota did with Parise and Suter, buy them both out?
No, I think Minnesota's going to suffer for that still for a long time, and then same with Dallas. You can't do that, especially to Jamie Benn. I think you got to get. I think a team like Arizona's calling.
Vancouver's calling.
Yeah, or Vancouver at this point. Vancouver seems to be a salary cap.
Hey, his brother played there. Jordy Benn played in Vancouver.
Yeah,
Jordy Benn played a handful of okay games for Vancouver.
A handful.
Yeah, I like Jordy Benn, man. He was a kid on the back.
I love Jordy Benn. Jordy Benn's a great player, Matt. Sorry, not a great player. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
he can play hockey.
Locker room guy.
Yeah, good locker room guy. That's what you need to win cups, man.
Yeah, team guy.
Now, the defense for Dallas. This is a defense that I'm in love with. I love this top six. All right. I'm calling it a top six because this is indeed 3 defense pairs that are elite. Ryan Suter, Miro Heiskanen on the first pair, Thomas Harley and Yanni Hakanpää on the second pair, and then Esa Lindell and Nils Lundqvist on the third. I would have Lindell and Nils Lundqvist in a heartbeat to play alongside Quinn Hughes, and they're on the third pair in Dallas. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about this, guys. They're just so good.
You know, all they're missing is Jamie Oleski. Dude,
Jamie Alexiak.
yeah, dude. If they brought him back, Buddy was just a tower at the back end there. He's like 6'7", dude.
Where does he play in Seattle now?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's in Seattle now. He's just a tower, that guy.
Yeah,
Oh my god. I
huge.
dude, I like Dallas as a whole. They'll be back at it again with the white vans, you know, they'll be doing
Back at it
good.
again with the white vans.
And then their goaltending. We've already covered this before, but Jake Ottinger and then Scott Wedgwood backing him up. Jake Ottinger will be a workhorse for this team.
He will for like the next ever. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that Jake Otten, like he had a little, I wouldn't say an off year last year, but he was definitely way more dominant the year before. Like he was still a very good goalie last year, but I think people is now starting to find holes in his game. I know that when we played Dallas in the playoffs a few years ago, that he was literally unstoppable. He was like, we were putting up 60, 70 shots against him, and it was like 2-2. Like it was insane. The kid's just, he's got such a bright future, and you know, I think that he was one of the best picks they've made other than Robertson in the last 5 years. So, I mean, I guess Heiskanen as well. But, you know, I think he's going to be a really good goalie for them, and I think he's going to be there his whole career.
Yeah.
I think just a stud goaltender at this point, honestly. And he's just going to get better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. I love Jake Ottinger. I think he's definitely the real deal. He's up there. I would be more than willing to say he is a top 5 goaltender in the NHL right now.
Yeah,
Without question.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So 3 big questions for Dallas. The biggest one that I have is, can Matt Duchene rediscover his 40-goal form that he had a couple seasons ago?
Dude, oh my god. Can you imagine if he did, though? Like, dude, if that happens, they're winning the cup, bro. Like,
Are you willing to bet a prime on that? If Matt Duchene has a good season, they win the cup?
I'm out of this one.
I'm saying if he goes back to the 40 goals, like 40 goals, and then he still does the same thing and turns it up in Dallas, I definitely could see them winning the cup. I don't see Duchene doing that, but oh my god, he has the potential to do that. He's so quick and so fast too, man.
He's so sick.
He was, man.
He was.
He was sick, man. In Colorado.
Dude, in NHL 23, when I'm building my ultimate team, he's one of the first players I pick up on a bargain deal just because he's so freaking fast in the game, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, you know. Maybe he needs to, you know, work out a little bit more. His quads are looking a little thin there, so I think he just needs to work out a little bit more.
Keep eating his meat.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw his quads, CJ?
You see his quads all the time, but he's got fucking minuscule quads right now.
Yeah?
Yeah. Dude, that's the NHL thing, bro. You got good quads, man. You're lights out, man.
You're just like out here looking at NHL players' quads.
Who isn't? Every hockey analyst is looking at the quads, dude. Go listen to Spit and Chicklets. They talk about the quads 95% of the pod.
Yeah.
They do. I'm not joking. They talk about how big people's quads are. And I'm starting to notice it makes a difference.
It's a little sus.
Yeah. Call it what you want, but Mans needs to get in the gym.
Okay.
Good leg day.
Yeah. All right, boys. Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, do they regress this year? And I'm saying regress because last year they had a good season. Okay. Can they repeat that, or are they just going to fall back down to where they were?
They
a
do
couple seasons
slightly
ago?
less.
I think they're definitely going to regress. I think
Yeah.
another year just hurts them more and more. If they don't, then it's good for them, but I don't think they could repeat another 82 games of this of just being how they were last year at this point. So yeah, I think they regress.
Okay. And then this question I put in because I'm actually thinking that this player isn't the real deal. Is Jason Robertson the real deal?
Yes.
I think so. I think he had a little bit better of a season than he will this year. I don't think he'll produce what he has. I mean, he's young enough to keep going and keep getting better, but like it was getting to a point where like they're like, oh my god, who's a better goal scorer, McDavid or Jason? Like, you know what I mean? Like once you start comparing those two together, then it's like he's starting to become overrated.
I think he will float around the 95 point mark next year. I think Dallas was just everybody was working on as good on the whole last year. But I still see him putting up 40 goals next year.
Yeah. For me, yeah, probably around there, 40 goals. I'm going to say 50 assists, around 90 points is what I think Robertson's going to get. That 109-point season was such an anomaly for him just based on his past couple seasons. He always had the goal-scoring chops, right? He had 41 goals the season prior, but his assist totals just went off the charts this past season. So, yeah, around 40 goals, 50 assists for 90 points, I think is a reasonable expectation for
And hey,
Robertson
man,
next
that's
year.
still lights out.
Yeah, it is. It is. I just don't. I'm just not sure if Robertson is going to be up there with the tier of players that you consider after
Yeah.
McDavid, right? Your Matthews, your McKinnons, players of that ilk, right? So I don't think he's quite in that
Who
second
else?
tier of player. I'm not going to say a Calgary Flame here. There are no Calgary Flames in that tier. I'll say Matthew Tkachuk.
There you go.
But
Yeah,
even Matthew Tkachuk,
But
He had a-
he's the first American player to put a back-to-back 100-point
did
season
he
since
hear?
Jeremy Roenick.
Did he hear what? Did he hear what Matthew Tkachuk said? He said Brady Tkachuk is the best power forward in the league.
Yeah, because this is little
I
brother.
don't care what other people say about other NHL players, man. And I'll bring up an example for this. When the Canucks drafted Jordan Subban, PK came out and said, Jordan is a better player than I was at that age. Do you know where Jordan Subban is playing now?
Isn't he a goalie? Oh no, that's Malcolm. Malcolm
That's
Subban.
Malcolm.
Yeah,
Do you
Malcolm
know where Jordan's playing right now?
in the KHL.
In the queue.
No, he's playing in, I believe, the East Coast Hockey League right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't care what about what Matthew Tkachuk says about Brady. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Matthew Tkachuk is a better Tkachuk brother. Let's be real here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But Brady's
all right.
bigger.
Brady's a dude. I
He's
would
a
love to have
big
Brady on my
boy,
team.
man.
He lays hits, man. He fights.
Dude, he could knock out Matthew Tkachuk any day.
Oh, 100%.
Any day.
100%. He could
Especially with those quads, right?
Speaking of the quads on that guy, man, buddy's built like a tank, dude. Holy man.
Well, he's punched out pretty much everybody. He punched out Shea Weber. He's like, I would like to see Brady Tkachuk and Wi-Fi go at it.
Yeah. Or Reeve.
Yeah.
Or Revo.
That would be a good one as well.
I'd like to see Revo do some damage.
Or Luch.
Yeah, Luch.
No, I honestly I think Brady Tkachuk would smoke Lucic. Lucic is
That's
just
what I mean.
too
I think
slow
he would
now.
take him out.
I think Revo, a good fight would be Revo.
Yep. Yeah.
Definitely.
Or Evander Kane, Brady Tkachuk would be good.
But yeah,
That would actually be a good scrap. You know what? Those two guys kind of strike me as the players that would put a deal on the table to have a boxing match together in the off season.
call up your boy Jake Paul, man.
Yeah,
That's how you get
get
it
him to
done.
organize that thing.
Yeah, that's how you get it done. But yeah, going back to Robertson, 90 points is pretty lights out, I think, and I think he's going to continue to do that. I don't know if he'll ever hit the mark of 109 again. I don't know if Dallas, as long as they keep their core three, I think they'll be a successful team for the long run.
Yeah, 100%, man. All right, boys. Our next draft of the podcast, we're drafting our top 6 Detroit Red Wings players.
Oh,
Okay,
that's fun.
and for this time, Red Wings. I'll start, and then we'll go Jared CJ. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for my first pick,
Of course,
Gordie Howe,
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Hockey.
Okay,
Mr. Hockey. They call him Mr. Hockey for a reason.
that's fine.
Pavel Datsyuk.
I'm gonna go on the back end, Nicholas Lindstrom.
Okay. Reed Larson on defense for me.
Okay.
Nicholas Cronwall.
Dude, if I was gonna take
You
Cronwall,
just got Cronwall.
that was the reason why I was gonna take
Cronwall.
Damn it, man. I'm gonna go Stevie Y, as my center.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Terry Sawchuk in goal.
Not bad.
Dominic Hasek. Nah.
I'm gonna go Ted
Down.
Lindsay.
Okay. Henrik Zetterberg.
Not bad.
Bob Probert. Love it. I need a goon out there, bro.
I'm gonna go with Sergei Fedorov.
Dude, that was going to be my next pick.
Yeah,
Come on.
Fedorov. Oh my god, my team's looking like a unit right now.
Alex DeVicchio to round out my forward core.
Paul Coffey. Where are my defense?
I gotta go. Mike Vernon, I guess. In net.
Yeah, I guess Mike Vernon did play.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. My last pick here, I think I just have a defenseman left, so going with Gary Bergman.
To round out my offensive core, I want some speed in there, so I'm gonna go with Dylan Larkin.
I'm gonna go. Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna go round out my.
I like to add old and new. I like to just in case there's the ever chance they could play together. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go with my last defenseman is Chris Chelios.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Chelios is good, man.
That's a good pick. I like that one. I don't like the Dylan Arkham one. That surprises me.
Yeah, that one surprised me a little bit. He took my Cronwall though, man.
You took
Yeah.
my
Cronwall was going to be on my team too. But yeah, love Cronwall when he played, man.
Dude,
the hits that guy would throw.
Huh?
The hits that Cronwall would throw.
Dude.
Oh my!
You're coming into the zone on the wing, dude. Good luck.
Yeah, buddy was
Yeah.
just lights out.
Good luck.
Is Nicholas Cronwall the best open ice hitter in the history of the game?
I think
Easy.
it's fair to say. I
Easy,
think it's
dude.
fair to say.
And he didn't hit. He ran people over, bro. RKO out of nowhere.
Shout out Randy Orton.
What about Scott Stevens?
Yeah, Scott.
Yeah,
even him too, man.
No, he was a little
Or Bufflin too. At one
okay,
point.
no, Bufflin. Yeah, Bufflin. I'm trying to think of another good one. Ovechkin's honestly up there too. He lays hits pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's more up against the boards though. I'm not sure he's well known for his open ice hits as well as some of these other guys.
Yeah, throwing Milan Lucic.
No, he's a board hitter as well.
Yeah, man, dude, those Detroit Red Wings teams. Honestly, man, like the fan base right now, like I know they're complaining that their team isn't that good, but come on, man, you guys have been one of the most blessed franchises in the history of the game. Like,
and they're coming, dude. They're coming again. So,
yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. So last year, they almost finished with a 500 record, 35 wins, 37 losses, 10 overtime losses. Finished 7th in the Atlantic, missed the playoffs. Dylan Larkin has a pretty decent season, 32 goals, 47 assists for 79 points in 82 games played.
fine.
Yeah, just a slightly below average season for Detroit, in my opinion. That mushy middle.
Dude, but Stevie Y, man, he's knocking on the door. No bong tokes Y, man. Like the way that guy interviews, man. Holy man, he's just you can't do nothing with that guy. He's the kind of guy where it's like you're right by the book, you're right there, dude. Don't do nothing. And that guy picks gems in the later rounds. He's the reason why Tampa Bay won all of those cups. Yeah, he left sadly before they won the cups, but he picks gems in the late rounds. Watch out for Detroit the next 5 years. The next 5 years, I could see them making the finals.
I can see them winning a cup in 5 years.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
exactly.
say make the finals. This team can win a cup in 5 years.
Yeah, dude. Detroit, man. Any team that has Stevie Y, I have my faith. He's shown over and over again.
100%. And their departures from this season, they were significant, but they also added some great players as well. So leaving the team from last season, Dominic Kubalik, I threw Kyler Yamamoto in there because technically he was on the team for a couple of days in the offseason until he got bought out. So Kubalik, Yamamoto, Nedeljkovic, and Zadina all leaving. But then they added a absolute glut of players to this team, some of them very high-end. Alex DeBrincat, Klim Kostin, JT Compher, Justin Holl, Shane Gostisbehere, Daniel Sprong, James Reimer, and Christian Fisher. All of these guys are expected to be in the opening night lineup.
Dude, DeBrincat, Gostisbehere, and like that alone, that's a win.
Even Daniel Sprong, man, he's a good player, man. He played for Washington and Pitt. Like he was good. He wasn't what he was supposed to be touted to be, but like he's good.
Stevie Y's been making some phone calls, man.
And James Reimer.
JT Compher as well.
Dude, James Reimer too. Buddy's still going, eh? Holy.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
So for their opening night lineup, their projected roster: Lucas Raymond and Dylan Larkin with DeBrincat on the first line. So fast, so elite, a line that's going to put up a massive number of points. Second line, Jonathan Berggren, JT Compher, and David Perron. Third line, Robbie Fabry, Andrew Kopp, and Daniel Sprong. And then a fourth line of Klim Kostin, Michael Rasmussen, and Christian Fischer.
Dude, I forgot David Perron was there too. Even
Dude.
him, like he was not as good as he was in St. Louis.
Which time?
The second go around.
Yeah.
Three of them.
Yeah, sorry, the third go around when he won the cup with St. Louis. But dude, they might even make the playoffs, man, this year. Like
that first line is as good as any top line in the East. That is an excellent
as long as DeBrincat could
top group of players.
Stop whining, then you might be okay.
DeBrincat reminds me of Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's exactly like Pierre-Luc Dubois, man. Players that can put up, 40-goal seasons and they just, have attitude issues, man.
Yeah, I like their starting core. I definitely think they need a couple more years for sure.
Yeah, they need a couple of these guys to mature, develop a little bit more, and then probably bring in a couple extra high end players or veterans to round this team out.
I'm not big on Larkin though. Like I think he's a solid player, but I don't think he lasts long there. I think they're going to trade him eventually.
They just signed him to a long-term extension. I don't think he's going anywhere soon.
I understand that, but like I just don't think he fits the mold of the team for a long. Maybe for the next 3 years he will be there, but I think after that he's gone.
Okay,
pretty much.
I disagree with you there, but everyone's entitled to their own opinions, man. So yeah, David Larkin, we'll see what happens there with him. But their defense is
David Larkin.
What did I say? David Larkin?
Yeah, and he keeps saying the Red Wings.
The Red
Wings.
Yeah.
Their defense outside of their top two guys, I'm not impressed with. I know, Jared, you said Shane Gostisbehere. I think you like him, but I'm not a big fan of him. We'll go through their list here. So Jake Wallman and Moritz Seider in your top pair. That's excellent.
So good, dude. Oh.
Yeah, Moritz Seider. I love the guy. The best German defenseman to ever play the game. Second pair, Shane Gostisbehere and Justin Holl. And then third pair of Oli Mata and Ben Sherratt.
Oli Mata!
I don't know why Ben Sherratt's in the last line compared to Justin Holl. Trash. Guy sucks. Ben Sherratt's definitely better.
You can swap those two around. Like this is just according to Daily Faceoff's projections for next season. So there's room for interpretation in there. I know Ben Sherratt is a fairly decent player. He had a really good time in Montreal when they made that cup run, but Justin Holl is trash.
He's so bad. Toronto was so bad.
Same with Oli Mata.
Yeah. And then Shane Gostisbehere, yes, he can put up points, but for me, he's kind of like Keith Yandel.
Yeah.
He's in that group of players. You can put up a bunch of points, but you're such a liability defensively. It's not even funny.
But even then, will he put up the points is the thing, right?
In Detroit? No, I don't think so.
He went off in Philly, and then everybody was like, "Oh, he's the new guy." And then what happened? Nothing. So
Nothing.
I don't expect anything out of him, to be honest.
No, I don't. I think Yzerman made a massive mistake in trading Hronek to Vancouver. If this team still had Filip Hronek, I think they're a team that could genuinely make a run for a wild card spot. But you basically lost your second best defenseman. There's an argument that he can do some things that Moritz Seider can't on the defensive side of the puck. But yeah, losing Hronek is a big blow to this team.
100%. I could definitely agree.
And then their goalies, Ville Husso and James Reimer. Two solid, I'd say 2A, 2B guys. It's not a 1A, 1B.
Dude, man, St. Louis was so stupid to let Ville Husso go, though.
Sorry, what?
He said St. Louis was stupid to let Ville Husso go.
It got so quiet there for a second. I don't know what happened.
Why?
Well, I just think I think that he's better than Jordan Binnington, and he's not there.
Jordan Binnington is so good, man. He's the best chirp-talking goalie I've ever seen.
Did you see what his coach said, though? Did you see what his coach said? After he got into that fight, his coach, after the game, he goes, man, I just want him to stop the fucking puck. That's it. That's all I want him to do is stop the puck. Buddy just gets in way too many fights. He gets way into his head, and he acts like a toddler on the ice. He just needs
Yep.
to relax and go back to his form. Like he's
I don't
just
think he can though. You see this happening with a lot of rookie goaltenders that win the Stanley Cup or make a deep run in the playoffs. They suddenly turn around and be their bum.
yeah, look at
It
Matt
happens
Murray.
all the time. I was just gonna say, Matt Murray. Yeah,
That's all you can name.
that's all I can name.
You just
It
wanted
happens
any
all the
opportunity.
time.
You just wanted to any opportunity to fucking kill Matt Murray. I swear to God.
Local boy, but
No,
yeah,
he's not. Yari is.
I keep getting those two mixed up, man. They're just so both trash that I can't distinguish them one
I'm
from the
taking
other.
Yari over Matt Murray any day, though.
Yeah, Yari. Yeah, at least Yari's still a starter.
Yeah,
So,
paying him too much though.
buddy should be making
Way too much.
I would be happy if he was making 3 for 5. You know, like then I'd be like, okay, whatever. Like
Or 5 for 3, just less term.
Yeah, 5 for 3. Even then, right? Like 5 for 5. Are you kidding me? Like we could have got Gibby. We could have got Gibby, man. I don't know why we didn't get Gibby.
It's Kyle Dubas, man. He's got a plan, and part of his plan involves Tristan Yari.
You know what? I do have faith in Kyle Dubas. So I love
I don't.
love the signing. So
I don't. I think Kyle Dubas is so overrated as a general manager.
I love Kyle Dubas. He gets the young players. Not that there's any young players on Pittsburgh, but
Yeah. You're such an old team, man.
we're the oldest team in the
Holy.
NHL. I think.
They're probably up there with the Capitals for sure.
I think we're older than the Capitals. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of any other old teams, but no, just Pittsburgh.
yeah. I think we're the oldest team.
I don't like that Kyle Dubas. The only thing I don't like about what he did was that, oh gosh, the clown. He's like, oh my God, I got to take some time off. My family's had so much stress. I'm not just going to pop up somewhere next week. Next Monday, he gets signed by Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, it's because they just were like, sign this. Kyle Dubas looks at the bottom line. That's how much money I'm making? Okay.
Dude, well, we're
Yeah,
desperate. We're desperate, man.
How would he even look like Kyle Dubas?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So 3 big questions that I have for Detroit for this season. We already talked about this a little bit, but let's touch on it again here. Can Shane Gostisbehere and either Justin Holl or Ben Sherratt thrive in a top 4 role in Detroit?
No.
I think they could thrive. Will they produce? No. But thriving and producing are 2 different things.
What's your
I think
definition
Ben
of
Sherratt
thriving?
would be
Thriving is, well, everybody puts it in their own terms. Thriving, what if he's just having the time of his life?
Holy fuck, boys, all we're having fun. Coach like, hey, as long as you're having fun out there, boys, it matters.
You know the old saying, right? Like, hockey's not about winning. Sometimes it's about just having fun, bro. And it looks like
Who says that?
he's just gonna he's just gonna thrive.
Get that thing out of there.
No, put it back on.
Yeah, you can't rip that off, Jared. That devalues his bucket hat. He won't be able to sell that now
He's
in
not even a bucket
15
hat.
years.
It's a safari hat. It's even better than a buggy.
Yeah, you like it, eh?
Looks like a bowler hat.
I love it. I
Dude,
want my hat.
I need to get one.
Yeah, I need to get one.
No, you
But yeah, so producing, going back to what I was saying, producing, no. Is he gonna thrive there? Yeah, I think he's gonna like.
life. Oh yeah,
I think he's gonna thrive for sure.
it's a party.
I personally think this team is just going to be just Swiss cheese on the back end. They're going to be letting goals in left, right, and center. It's not even going to be funny. Actually, no, it will be funny. I'm going to laugh in Yzerman's face here for letting go of Hronek and giving him Vancouver, and he's just going to have one heck of a season in Van. But we'll wait and see about that. Does DeBrincat hit 40 goals?
Yes.
I hope not. I never wish a downfall on a player. I just hate these players that come in whining and complaining. Like, just play the sport, man. Play a goddamn sport. You haven't proved anything. Like,
So you don't like whiners, eh?
yeah. I know who you're going to next. All right. Crosby's the GOAT of the NHL. All right.
Oh, no, I wasn't actually going to go there.
Who?
LeBron James, your favorite player of all time, man.
He's not
That
my
guy's the
favorite player.
biggest whiner in the history of North American sports.
Kyrie's my favorite player. He's a little bit of a whiner too, but LeBron, dude.
You want to know who my favorite player is?
Nathan Gerby?
Probably,
Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry. He doesn't even know who the guy's name is.
He plays
Oh,
for like
Stephen
Long Island
Curry?
or whatever.
He's like Stephen Masala Curry. Like, oh, jeez.
Fried chicken. No, I like Steph Curry. I think he's a nice shot.
He's got the greatest shot of all time.
He's got a nice shot.
He's got a nice shot. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, DeBrincat, I don't think he hits 40 in Detroit. I'm going 36.
I'm going 20.
I'm going
20. Holy. All right.
I can't stand whiners, man.
I'm going with like 42.
Him and Pierre,
40.
man. Oh my god, they just piss me off. Just play the game, man. So
I'm going 42.
but realistically, I'm going 35.
Okay. And then just to wrap up our discussion here for our season previews for this episode, does Yzerman put this team through another rebuild for the next year or two, or does he just push his foot down and accelerate this team as fast as he can to a playoff spot?
I think he keeps waiting.
I think he tries to build his D a bit more.
Yeah. Look what he did with Tampa, right? Like he never really like put his foot down. He did, but like he got he traded Callahan. He traded him away. Sorry, he got Callahan for St. Louis, right? Like that's the only and then I guess he got Sergachev too. Like that was a good one, but he's never been the guy to like sell the farm for a star player. So I think he keeps waiting, keeps building, and then I think he's the kind of guy where it's like he doesn't mind whoever walks out the door is going to walk out the door. You don't go by the Stevie Y plan, bro. They don't. There's a reason why they call him no bomb tokes Y. So
yeah,
seriously,
That's on the level of nickname of like Tuka shit.
Yeah, like.
Boy, too funny. Yeah, for me, yeah, I agree with you, boys. I think it'll take a year or two to round out this team a little bit more, build up that defense, and then just kind of seeing if any of these young guys can step up. And if not, and he's like, all right, we seem pretty close. He might go out there, sign a couple guys in free agency, see what he can do to build the depth in this team. But yeah, I think a couple more years, and then Detroit's going to be scary. They're going to be scary good.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with you on that one.
All right, to round out our episode, we're going to go through a couple TikTok segments for you. So CJ, you had a couple prepared for us. I'm ready to go. Let's do this thing.
All right, boys. Who's got more Instagram followers? PK Subban or Connor McDavid?
Connor McDavid.
Matt?
It's so my strat here is I need to go with players who have a bigger personality. That's what gets you with social media. Connor McDavid is the most dry, uninteresting player in the league. So it's PK Subban.
And you're wrong. McDavid has 1.1 mil. Subban has 990K.
Yeah.
Phil Kessel or Alexander Ovechkin?
Ovechkin.
Kessel. I'm just going to keep the same strategy. Phil Kessel.
And you're wrong again. 1.6 for Alex Ovechkin and 220 for poor Kessel. And this one, last but not least, Jared or Matt?
Matt.
Jared.
And you're wrong again. Jared has only 74 followers, and you have 194.
I'm almost at 200?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
I only post something like once every 5 months.
Keep talking that stick, buddy. We'll get there. Please comment. All right. So for next one, we're going to go who's better, old or new player, right? And both in their primes.
Okay.
Alexander Ovechkin or Austin Matthews?
Alex Ovechkin.
Ovechkin.
It's definitely got to be Ovechkin. Better goal scorer, better player, more physical.
Yep.
Matthew Tkachuk or Keith Tkachuk?
Matthew Tkachuk.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Yet again, better goal scorer. Not as gritty as Keith, but all around better player, I think. Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid?
Connor
McDavid.
I think I got to go with my boy Sidney Crosby. He's more of a winner. He's got more grit to him. He's a better player overall. He's won more cups, obviously. I know McDavid's still going, but Crosby's definitely a better player all time.
Right now, yeah, but
and last but not least, Matt or Jared?
Jared.
me. It isn't Jared. Have you seen that guy try to shoot a puck?
Buddy, I would lay you out.
If he could catch me.
I'm catching you. I'm gonna crawl all your ass.
I'm sorry, Jared, but I gotta go with Matt on this one. I think Jared would body
Thank
you.
you.
I think Jared would body you, but
Yeah.
I think you'd get by a couple of those bodies, rack up the goals. So I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna go with Matt on this one. Guys, drop your comments down below. Who do you think is the better player? I think Sidney Crosby, by the way, but
I actually want to play beer league this year. I want to like get back into skating and play beer league this year. It'd be fun.
yeah,
We
and
should.
boys, just so you know, we're gonna be starting a streaming soon. So if you guys want to hop on the stream on our Discord and everything, we're gonna keep talking that stick. You guys can watch us play NHL. We got some new fancy things coming out. I know we're going on trips. Canucks games are coming up, boys. So get ready to talk that stick and get ready for some fun interviews on the street. Get ready for fun interviews with fans all around the city of Vancouver. Keep talking that stick, guys.